Hey friends, I'm Chef Wainaina. The recipe that I'm sharing today is just a few ingredients, but is packed with flavors. Before I head to prepping, first time here today, you're welcome, karibu sana. So for our recipe, I have about 3 pounds of spare pork ribs here. I just cut them in half using a heavy knife. You can just actually leave them whole. All I'm going to do, still on the cutting board, just season them with some salt and pepper. And then I'll set them aside. So with a change of cutting board, I'll go ahead here. I have 1 onion. Just slice this thinly. Pull the onions aside. I will smash some garlic here, about 4 cloves. I'm just going to slice this. Then I'm going to take a knob of ginger, peel it, slice it, and then mince it. Stack this. Done. Head to the stove, start cooking. So first things first, heat a heavy bottomed pan. Add some vegetable oil, about a tablespoon or so. So once the oil is smoking hot here, I'm going to start laying our ribs just carefully. Mid side down, it doesn't really matter. And then we want to sear these. Once everything is laid, you want to leave it alone. Let it sear to be nice and golden brown. The key is to make sure that every single piece touches the bottom of the pan. So after a couple minutes, about 3 or 4 minutes, you want to come in, check your pork. It's browning beautifully. You can see that beautiful color. So you want to turn them. So you want to give them a chance to sear on the other side. This is called Maillard reaction. This is where all the protein, the sugars, they react with the heat and they form that beautiful color or caramelization. So as you can see here, our pork is nicely seared on all sides. So this is a 1-pot dish, so I'm going to add the onions here. Looks like a lot of onions, but it's going to shrink as it cooks. So I'll have the onions go at the bottom of the pan. In Kenyan cooking, this is what we traditionally call wet fries. We are going to use some masala spices. So this is also a pork masala. So our onions have slightly sweated here. I'm going to come in with our garlic and ginger. Have this cook for a bit just to start releasing their flavors. We'll change to this wooden spoon and now introduce our spices. Garam masala, cumin, chili powder, and some mixed herbs. Give this a stir. I love 1-pot cooking. Not only straightforward, saves on time, and makes very delicious dishes. I'm going to put a lid on this, cook it for about 3 minutes. I'll open the lid here. Give this a stir. You just want to be careful so that it doesn't stick at the bottom of the pan and start burning. I'll go in with a teaspoon of tomato paste. Give it a couple minutes to caramelize and develop those deep flavors. It's also going to give us that of the dark brownish color. Always cover, give it a minute. One more stir. So if you notice your pan is sticking at the bottom, you want to scrape it, reduce the heat if necessary, or deglaze it with some water. So in this case, I'm going to add half a cup of tomato puree. You can use whole tomatoes. So this is going to help with deglazing the bottom of the pan. I know it's easy to say that you can add water, just bring it to a boil and cook it. That's what you will do if you are making a stew. But this one, you want to develop nice, very deep caramelized flavors. And you do that by carefully just cooking it slowly. I'm going to lower the heat, cover it, and cook for about 5 minutes. Oh, this looks delicious. So as you can see, the oil is almost separating from the tomatoes. The tomato paste, the spices, they've all cooked down. This is what you're looking for. I will throw in some 2 bay leaves here, and then I have a bunch of cilantro stems. This is optional. If you don't have them, that's okay. Give everything a stir. And then I'm going to splash this with about a half a cup of beef stock. It's always important to add a liquid that will impart your dishes with new flavors or complement a dish. But if you definitely don't have the beef stock or chicken stock, you can even use chicken stock here, vegetable stock. Whatever will enhance the flavors of your dishes is always important. But if you don't have them, water is always the way to go. At this point, all we are going to do is just cover it, cook it just so slowly until the ribs are cooked through, almost pulling off the bone, and we are done. So our ribs have been bubbling here for about an hour or so. Time to check where they are at. Oh, look at this. So you can notice they are starting to pull away. They've already pulled away from the bones. So that's a very good indication that they are done. And this is why you want to cut them into smaller pieces so they cook faster. So that is good. So first things first, we want to check the seasoning here. Always check the seasoning as you go. That tastes good. But it can do with a tiny bit of salt. So I always like to season as I go. You don't want to dump so much salt in the beginning and then your food gets salty. I would rather add salt bit by bit, and then at the end you have enough salt that you need and pepper and everything that you need for a dish. So the amount of salt you use, depends on you. But you just want your food to be nice and tasty without over salting. But just be bold. Now, just garnish this with some cilantro, just to give it some freshness. And this is done. Turn off the heat, fold in the cilantro. So the pork is nicely glazed. Serve these yummy pork ribs with rice, chapati. They are delicious and you and your family will definitely enjoy them. It's such a simple recipe. Season with some cilantro and some green onions or scallions. Give the plate a nice wipe. As always, presentation, and you're ready to go. I'll take 1 pork rib here. Bring it to my hands. Look at that, pulling off the bone. Give it a bite. 1 bite is never enough. Let me wipe. Oh, that is delicious. It's easy to make. This masala pork ribs is actually a recipe that you can substitute with goat or beef ribs. It works as well. It's delicious. It's easy to make. I hope it's a recipe that you can go ahead and enjoy, and you and your family will definitely love it. Thank you so much for watching this one. Please remember to subscribe, leave me a comment down below, and I will see you in the next one.